Hey Kate Lover, so today I'm off for another afternoon tea. I'm going to the Bridgerton themed afternoon tea at the Lanesborough, which is at Hyde Park Corner in London. It's an official afternoon tea done in conjunction with Netflix and Shondaland. Shondaland is the production company that Shonda Rhimes owns and are behind Bridgerton. I'm a massive fan of Bridgerton, so I'm really interested to see what elements of Bridgerton they include in the afternoon tea. Okay, so it's the day after the Bridgerton afternoon tea at the Lanesborough. So what did I think of it? First of all, the ambience. I'll put a picture here of where we actually had the tea. It was such a beautiful venue. You got the glass domed ceiling, roof, and you have like the chandeliers. It's absolutely beautiful. All the decor. It's probably out of all the afternoon teas I've had, it's probably one of the most beautiful places that I have had afternoon tea. And the service. Why does the service always let things down a bit, especially with the high-end afternoon teas, right? So my friend got there a little bit earlier than me, probably about 15 minutes earlier. Our booking was at 3 o'clock. And when I got there, she said, oh, the lady told her the table's not quite ready. We'll come back and get you. Bearing in mind, there was another group waiting as well for 3 o'clock. So we kind of sat there and they got to like 5 2, and then the other group of ladies were taken through, and we were just kind of sitting there. Nobody came back, and it was like, okay, so is the person coming back? What do we do? So, kind of got to 3 o'clock, but past 3 o'clock, and we kind of went to the desk, and there was no one at the desk, and then it's like people were milling around, but not really doing anything. And then I said, we got our thing at 3 o'clock. I said, but somebody already saw my friend and said, the table's not ready, blah, 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 but nobody's come back to us to give an update. And I was just a little bit pissed off because my thing is, right, high-end afternoon teas, you're paying a premium. Like Lanesborough, rooms go at Lanesborough for like £500 plus a night. This is high end, right? You're paying for this, you're paying for this service, and you need to be more attentive. And the thing with me is when I'm pissed off, I can't hide, my face shows it. And I was like pissed off and they could see it. And then somebody else came out and apologized and said, oh, there was a mix up. I was like, okay, fine. I was like, okay, fine. So we went and sat down. But then after that, I think because they knew we were pissed off, it was almost overly attentive. So it was like from one extreme to another. And it's like, I get they were trying to make up for the baddish start, but when it's overly like that, it comes across to me as a little bit fake. But, I get why they did it. So the sandwiches, I had the pescatarian version of the menu, which really wasn't much different. So for my sandwiches, I had cucumber and cheese, salmon, I think it was salmon and mustard, and egg mayo. And sandwiches are nice. I had no issue with the sandwiches. My friend's sandwich, I think she had coronation chicken, and there was like a slider. I can't remember if it's beef or something like that. She wasn't that too keen on the slider, and she said the chicken had a bit of gristle in it, and some of the butter in the sandwiches was a bit lumpy, like it hadn't been spread properly. You get butter from the fridge and it's a bit hard, isn't it, if it's proper butter, and it won't spread properly. So it was kind of like that. But yeah, the sandwiches were nice. So the scones, so we had four scones between us, two plain, two with raisins. I love raisin scones. I love plain as well, but raisins my favourite. And they were really nice, these scones. They're nice and light. Could have done it for me a bit more, a few more raisins in the raisin one. Weren't enough in there for me. But um, other than that, the scones were nice. Had them with jam, and the jam actually was it's kind of quite sweet, the jam. I remember that, and my friend thought the same thing. So the jam and the cream together with the scone, in general, they were nice. So the sweets, I have to read what they were because I can't remember them off my head. So we had the Queen's Diamond, which is after Queen Charlotte. If you watch Bridgerton, the Rake, where we know in season one, Simon was the Rake because he's like, I'm not settling down with anybody. So it was kind of, they're called Rakes because you just kind of like, you just do whatever. A true love match because Bridgerton's always about the true love match. Are you a true love match with the person? That's the kind of ultimate aim it seems to be, about having a true love match. The Lady Whistledown, as we all know, Lady Whistledown, the gossip columnist. We all know who she is now because she was revealed at the end of season one. Penelope. I hope no spoilers. I'm assuming if you're a big fan of Bridgerton, you've watched both of them. But I have been told that season 3 is going to be Penelope and Colin's story, which going off a bit of tangent. They're not my favourite characters, but get them out of the way. So then season 4 we do Benedict's. And then All Is Fair in Love and War. So those are the names of the sweets. They were okay. I think the Rake one was quite interesting because that had pistachio in it, and I like pistachio, but it was very heavy on the pistachios. I didn't quite finish that. Queen's Diamond, I can't even remember what it was like, but it was in a really beautiful box, and it was okay. My favourite one was the All Is Fair in Love and War, which was in Love and War, which is the sharing cake. That was my favourite one. It had sort of hints of rose, and this is when the rose was done properly because at Fortnum Mason's, one of the desserts, as I said in that video, had too much rose water in it, so it just tastes like perfume. But this one, just the right amount, so it was just fine, just right, and that was my favourite dessert out of all of the sweets. So the tea, normally I have Earl Grey, but what I've decided after yesterday's tea is that I need to start being more adventurous with my teas and start having Earl Grey all the time, even though I love Earl Grey. So they have actually, for this Bridgerton afternoon tea, they have a special blend, which is really nice because I looked at it and I thought, oh, it's got rose and stuff in it. Am I going to like it? But I really liked it actually. It was lovely. It's like, out of all the kind of, when I do sometimes venture out and try different teas, this is my favourite one. But they have a wide variety of teas. Earl Grey's on there. They had all these different ones like chocolate brownie tea and all that. And I'm like, no. But I didn't have Earl Grey. I had this tea and it was nice. We also had the cocktail. Now the thing is, the cocktail, with a lot of afternoon teas, you can have it with or without the cocktail, and there is a difference in price. Now, we didn't ask for the cocktail, it was kind of offered to us, and we kind of assumed that we probably shouldn't have, that it was offered to us because sort of complimentary because of the bad start we had. And as it turned out, it wasn't. But we probably should have said, are we paying for this or is this complimentary? And we didn't. We just assumed because of the nature of how it was pushed, which I thought was a little bit sneaky, but it's fine. So the cocktail I had was the Pall Mall, which is it's created specially for this tea, and I didn't think I would like it because it's gin based, and I don't like gin, but it was so nice, and I've kind of thought actually it's not a case that I don't like gin. Gin mixed in with other stuff is fine, but gin, like just having gin and maybe gin and tonic or gin and another mixer, nah. But mixed up with all the flavors. It was really, really good actually. That could be my sort of regular drink. My friend had the mocktail version because she doesn't drink, and she enjoyed it. I think I tasted a little bit. There was kind of hints of like peach in it, but it was really nice, and they were sort of beautifully presented. So the price for this cocktail was £76 each, £152 altogether, not including service charge. It is less if you don't have the cocktail. I think it's like £65 or something. But one thing, and I've heard other restaurants start to do this a bit sneakily, they automatically added a donation to charity. Now, I have no issue with donating to charity. You know, I give money to charity. That's fine. But my issue with it is I don't think you should automatically add it, even though it was only £2, because A, I don't think you should automatically add it, and B, we didn't know what charity it was. So when we saw it, we asked the person who brought the bill, so what charity is it? And she said to us, oh, you know, I should know, but I don't know. And then when I was talking to my sister about it, she was like, the thing is, say it was a Christian charity and you're an atheist, you might not want to give to a Christian charity. So my thing is, be clear about what charity it is and putting it automatically on the bill without asking, I don't think is right to do. But let me know in the comments what you think about this, because I have heard of other places that have started to do this as well. So that was the Bridgerton afternoon tea. So what my general feeling was, it was a good afternoon tea, got off to a bit of a rocky start, did redeem itself. The actual venue is so pretty, so beautiful, and you know, it's a fun tea. I think with a lot of these themed teas, it's kind of like, and I think my friend did say this. She's like, gosh, these themed teas, the only theme you get is with the sweet. And I said, but that's what you're going to get normally. They're not going to do anything really special with sandwiches. Sometimes they do. I haven't come across an afternoon tea that does that yet. But it will always be with like the sweets is where you're going to get the theme running through. So that's just kind of how it is. So that's my review. Let me know in the comments if you've been to the Bridgerton Afternoon Tea. Just to say that if you do want to go, it's only up until September, and I don't know if they're all booked up. We went on a Friday because all the weekends were gone. So if you do want to go, you may have to go during the week as opposed to the weekend. But I'll put a link to the Lanesborough website where you can go and book. You may not be a fan of Bridgerton, but if you are a fashionista and you like fashion, I have a review of a fashion afternoon tea I went to about 2-3 months ago. So make sure you check out that video. Until next time, Kate lovers.